Hey guys, Luzz has been making a splash recently onto the pickleball paddle market. They've recently come out with three power paddles, the Cannon, the Inferno, and now the Tornazo. But which one should you pick? Let's find out. Let's look at the Cannon first, as this is the only one of the three to use a honeycomb core. Construction-wise, it falls under that Gen 3 style category, as it uses a floating honeycomb core with a double EVA foam layer that goes all around the perimeter. As of now, it only comes in the elongated shape and offers a 16mm core thickness. We've covered this paddle a few times already on this channel, and it's been quite the buzz among other reviewers recently, so we'll keep this brief and mainly talk about how it is compared to the other two paddles. Basically, the Cannon is a knockoff of the Yola Gen 3 style Perseus paddles with very similar play characteristics. It's a power paddle with that similar light, stiff, and hollow feel many of you are probably familiar with in the Perseus Pro 4. While not an exact one-to-one copy, it is significantly cheaper at under $100 after a discount code, making it a very attractive purchase. Now, compared to the other two, this is going to be the lowest for firepower, which is a bit shocking considering that the Cannon is already a high firepower paddle. It's going to be the one that's the most familiar to most players because many of you have probably hit a Yola Pro 4 before, and the play characteristics of the Cannon aren't going to be too far off. While it may be the least interesting of the three paddles, it's the most affordable by a wide margin, and dollar for dollar, it is the better value purchase. Durability may be a concern, as is core crushing because it does use a honeycomb core, but personally, I do think the low price tag it carries makes up for it. Let's take a look at the Inferno now, another paddle we've covered before, but just to recap, this is a Gen 4 paddle with a floating MPP foam core. This is different from the majority of foam paddles on the market, which use EPP foam. But what I've noticed in NPP foam paddles like the Inferno and Rhombus Refoam is how they give off a stiffer feel. With the Inferno, the ball feel is extremely stiff and hollow, where the feedback at times felt similar to a wooden board. For firepower, this is the most powerful of the Luzz lineup and top tier overall for all legal paddles on the market. Out of the Luzz lineup, the Inferno is the most unique of the three, as I didn't find it to share too many similarities with other paddles on the market, as not many paddles are doing MPP foam cores. But I will say it's a bit of an acquired taste. Not everyone will like the stiff hollow feedback it has. Personally for me, I couldn't really connect well with it because there wasn't much ball pocketing from the paddle, and I had a tough time trying to dial in resets and drops. While it does have top tier firepower, I see this as more of an advanced paddle for higher level players to use. For the last paddle, let's look at the Tornazo, which is the one I've just received and my favorite of the three. For the swing weight, we got 120 and the twist weight, we got 6.15. It's also a Gen 4 paddle like the Inferno, but it uses a different foam, so it doesn't have that stiff feel the Inferno provides. Compared to the Inferno, it's a step down in both power and pop, but it does have a more pleasant feedback. It's not as hollow and crisp feeling, and it does pocket the ball better, giving you more control and, in my opinion, a better ball feel. Now, the Tornazo is actually pretty similar to the Bread and Butter Loco and Selkirk boomsticks, although a bit toned down. While the Tornazo does use a different type of foam, in terms of the playability, it's very similar to those floating EPP foam cores, and it plays in a similar realm to those. Now, it doesn't have the fiberglass pop of the Loco or the firepower of the boomsticks, which is why I say it's a step down. While not as unique as the Inferno, it's still a very solid option that will be more familiar to people who have had Gen 4 foam paddles, and my favorite of the whole lineup. Overall, all three are very solid power paddles from Luzz that are also dual certified, so these are tournament eligible paddles. The Cannon is a very affordable alternative to the Perseus Pro 4 that I highly recommend to players wanting to participate in tournaments on a budget. Their Tornazo and Inferno are on the pricier end, but still cheaper than many of the bigger name brands, and they're more unique among the UPA certified list. The Tornazo is going to be a toned down sucker boomstick option that you can customize a bit better with weights, while the Inferno is going to be the option you go for when you want high levels of stiff power. Now for today's product of the week, we're going to take a look at Sportneer again, who have sent us this new adjustable weighted vest. Previously, they had sent us a fixed 20-pound vest, which we used in a video to see if we could do battle with it at the Advanced Open Play at a local facility. But this time, they've now sent us a 40-pound vest that you can adjust with these weighted sandbags. Each of these sandbags weighs 2.5 pounds, so there's a total of 16 of them that the package ships with, and within the vest, there are slots where you can fit all 16 of the sandbags. The vest itself is unweighted without the sandbags, but depending on how many of the bags you want to put in, you can customize how heavy the bag gets and where you want the weight to be. Simply insert the bag inside one of these slots and then put the Velcro cover over it. Now, like I've said in the last weighted vest video, this is not a product I recommend using while playing pickleball. Instead, this is more of a tool to use on long walks to help with weight loss. I myself use it when I'm cutting weight and want to drop some fat, so I'll wear this when walking on the treadmill or when I go for walks outside. The extra weight you carry helps burn some more calories, and the fact that the vest is adjustable makes this an awesome product to use for people of all skill levels. Alright, now that's it for today's video covering the paddles from Luzz. They're honestly all very solid paddles, and the fact that they're all dual certified for tournament play makes them a very underrated power paddle option for competitive players of all skill levels. If you do want to pick any of these paddles up from Luzz, I've added my discount code as well as a link to buy them in the video description below. Alright, catch you guys in the next video.